everyone. My name is Brian Eastridge, and I'm currently enrolled in Delaware Technical Community College. This semester, I'm currently taking Introduction to Ethics. Some of you may be wondering, what is ethics? Ethics is the study of morality. It uses moral principles to determine whether or not something is right or wrong. Plato once said, "Good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions in others," which is much like Lily Hammond's Pay It Forward. Both of these mean that if someone did something selfless, another person might do the same thing, and then so on and so on. Ethics can be a very broad topic. There are a few different elements of ethics, but my favorite is the principle of impartiality. In layman's terms, it means that all people are considered equal and should be treated as such. For example, say that there's a new restaurant open in town, and they're taking new reservations for everyone except for people named Nina. Now, what you may be thinking is, how often is someone specifically named Nina going to be going for a reservation for a table at a specific restaurant? Well, it turns out it doesn't matter. Even the minute discrimination goes against the principle of impartiality. There are a few exceptions to this rule, one being if your wife just went into labor and you have to rush her to the emergency room. When you get there, there's a line of people in the waiting room to be seen. If the principle of impartiality was in play in the scenario, your wife would have to wait in the waiting room for most likely hours before being taken back, since it states the welfare and interest of each individual are given the same weight. That would mean she would be in the waiting room behind someone who might just have a broken arm and still have to wait hours while she's currently in labor. Thankfully, the principle of impartiality is not absolute, and so because of this, the urgency of her situation should be taken back before others who would have been waiting. Changing back the topic a little bit, everyone uses ethics in their everyday lives, and an understanding of ethics is important career-wise too. Take me for example. I'm going to have a future career as a cybersecurity analyst. Say if while I'm digging through files I find an email from a manager stating that they were going to terminate my friend. Should I tell my friend they are on the chopping block? Or should I back off and ignore I even saw anything? Even though it'd be difficult, the correct answer would be just to ignore it and pretend it didn't happen. I may even lose a friend in the process, but the ethical thing to do in this scenario would just be let it play itself out. Another example would be if I found dirty images or videos on a supervisor's computer. Ethically, I would have to tell someone higher up in the company as to what was going on. Or else I would be in just as much trouble as my supervisor if he was caught. In a job setting, sometimes you have to be cold and absolute when making decisions on what to do. Otherwise, you'll be going down with the ship. Thank you all for listening.